Hello, everyone, and welcome to the NJPW podcast, the podcast open to everyone, especially me. Why not? Okay, I'm doing me today, and you. I'm gonna start again.
Yeah, that was shitty.
Yeah, that sucked. I don't have anyone.
I mean, how about Mr. Bread? How about Tai Chi going on a world tour? How about
Yeah,
fucking Noah? How about Drunk Liger, who makes a triumphant return in New Japan on these shows? So
Tai Chi Holy Tour. That's good. All right, man. I rarely blanket that. Sometimes I just make it up as I start. Man, that's a great start. Should I just start now? I mean, you could unrecord, then press record again. No, all right, okay. Teach me a lesson, all right. Hello. You need something for the best of your extravaganza, I guess. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the NJPW podcast, the podcast open to everyone. And oh my god!
All right, Luke. Enough.
All right.
Now you got to blow the little whistle so that the camera moves to you. Come on.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the NJPW podcast, the podcast open to everyone, especially Tai Chi, because we want to go on his holy tour. My name is Luke. I'm your host of the NJPW podcast, and with me, as always, is Mr. Guy. Say hello, Mr. Guy.
Hello, Luke. I am Mr. Guy, and hello to the listeners. It's been about a week or so, and so much has happened in New Japan. We're going to be covering 3 big nights of World Tag League. We're going to talk about everything from a masked horse to Mr. Bread being pelted with bread to New Japan versus Noah. We got Wrestler Diary and the triumphant return of venue Google reviews. It's going to be a good time today. I know a podcast.
That is true. And there are ways people can speak to and interact with us if they wish to. We're on the Tweety. I don't know for how long. I feel like leaving, do you? Yeah, we should probably leave. Anyway, we're still there. I'm at Grumpy2EB. Mr. Guy is at Drucifer Tweets. And collectively, we are at Never Open Pod. If you want to send us a written or voice email, you can do that too. Never Open Podcast. No, Never Open Pod at gmail.com. Also, if you've got any of that Sasha Banks money, I love doing that. Kick it our way. We have a Teespring store where you can buy stuff that'll make you look never as fuck, including stickers. Look at this. My travel mug is never as fuck. If you can see, I've got the blurry thing on. Sorry, guys, but it's there on the thing. Also, you can watch us. Hey. Just type in the Never Open Podcast on the YouTubes, and here we are.
That's us. Yeah, man. All those things are true that Luke just said. And we have a bunch of news to roll through. So this episode's probably going to be long, because we got a lot to talk about. But, like, a bunch of shit happened. Some of it we'll get to as we go through the, last couple nights of World Tag League. But, first, I guess you mentioned it at the top. This crazy video came out, and it is Tai Chi and Iska and Doki just getting into like blockbuster movie shenanigans is what it looks like. Luke, what's going on here?
I saw the Iron Claw. I saw Doki. I saw Tai Chi. I saw samurai sword fights and shit. I saw all sorts of weird stuff, and you typed it before even I had a chance to, but my first thought was, I want to go to there, and I still do. So it's called Holy Tour, and I'm like, what is this? It's mid-January. I'm like, I don't care if it's tomorrow. Like, give it to me. Here's my money. Here is my money. I want Holy Tour, please. And I see you and I want Holy Tour to be like the triumphant return of Taka Taichi Mania. Mm-hmm. When it's probably just going to be like those three goofing off while Taichi goes on a date or something.
Yeah, we don't know what it is, but we want it. Whatever it is, you know. And Speaking of mid-January, something else just popped up that is, just slightly related to New Japan. But remember when Leo Rush was supposed to be like in a triple threat for the championship, and then he just like wasn't, and we never heard from him again? Well, he's gonna be at GCW in the next like couple weeks or in the middle of January or whatever. And I'm just like, what? What happened?
Yeah, what did happen? New Japan was pushing him really hard too. They liked him. They were putting him over, and then they're having him wrestle like their top junior guys. So, yeah, that's weird. Where is he?
It's always something like that with him, though, isn't it? It's always just like, what the hell happened?
This is us every time we see Leo Rush. Don't get too excited. He'll leave. And
right.
Then you and I are just like, "Do you see that fucking Leo Rush, man? Oh my god, it's awesome! Yeah, see that match? Oh, so fast, so good." And now we're back to like, where is Leo?
Oh wait, he was supposed to be in the World Tag League, the Juniors World Tag League with Yo, and then Yo like he just didn't, and Yo had that other guy with
Musashi,
him. Remember that guy? Yeah, Musashi. Him. I definitely remember everything about him, especially.
Remember the time Musashi, Yo wrote a diary about Musashi?
Yeah.
Like the historical figure of Musashi and the town of Musashi, and then it said the word Musashi a fucking 100,000 times, but didn't even reference his upcoming tag partner, whose name was, Musashi. Weird. Absolutely weird.
I agree.
Oh my goodness. So yes, I'm not going to watch it, but it is a match that is happening. It is that hardcore wrestler. Is it Nick Gage? Is that his name?
That is a deathmatch guy. Nick Gage. He's gang affiliated. MDK for life, Luke.
Oh, well, sure. That's good. That sounds like a serial killer's like slogan, though. But anyway, he's wrestling Jun Kasai very soon. So
that's probably happening. In GCW too. Probably on the same goddamn show that Leo Rush is on. Who knows? They're going to be in Columbus. If Jun Kasai is at the Columbus show, I might be able to get in that for free if I wanted to. But I don't want to go. I don't.
Nah, I watch enough promotions, like 2. And then you mentioned at the start of the show, I woke up to this, I think, Mr. Guy. I was like, what's this Mr. Bread video? Oh my god. All right, so Mr. Bread wins some match in MLW, I think it is. And right before the match even has finished, he's done the lariat, and I'm pretty sure as he's doing the pin, he gets hit in the face. And then he kind of recoils, like he has that instant this initial reaction of, what the fuck? People throwing shit? And then he kind of stands up after the match, and he's like, what the fuck? And then I think he's like, oh my god, so many bread. And the crowd went nuts. I went nuts. I didn't even need coffee this morning. I was already amped up. No, I did. I really did. But
that shit is hilarious. That's just so funny. And like, if you don't know, MLW used to run in like, I think the 2010s maybe, or somewhere around then, maybe a little earlier than that. And Satoshi Kojima was one of their champions and one of their like top guys for a long time. And so it was, he got booked there again. The fucking crowd welcomes him with bread. And it's so funny. Like you said, he gets up and he kind of gets hit in the face by one and he sells it. And then he's like, oh shit. And I don't know if you know this, Luke, but I have actually been involved in something like that many times. In fact, here's a small example. There is a wrestling tag team, a local tag team called Grits and Gravy. And it's like Bruce Gray and, and then John Murray. And they were, kind of like a big guy, little guy tag team. And they were tremendous. And so me and my buddy Dean loved them so much. They had their last match tagging together a while back. It's probably been 3-4 years now. And we brought tons of little packets of Grits and Gravy. And on the road home from wrestling, when we were reviewing heels, we had John Murray on, and he talked about the experience of getting hit with something and being like, what the fuck is this? And he said he saw it, and he said, it's Grits and Gravy, Brucey! And they both started jumping up and down and laughing and having that's got to be pretty cool. So,
oh, man. That sounds like a lot of fun. And I did hear John Murray in those episodes of of the Road Home from Wrestling. And hey, I've also got one of those on my.
Hey, how'd you get one of those? You know,
some wonderful dude in Ohio. I can't remember his name. Mr. Guy or something. He sent me a bunch of stickers.
It's Larry. His name's Larry.
Yeah, Laryl sent them to me.
That's tremendous. Well, Luke, I guess we should talk about the new title that you don't even know about. So, yeah, there's a new title that's been announced, and it is, going to replace the United States Championship, and it is going to be called the New Japan Pro Wrestling Global title. Now, I don't know if it's an IWGP title. I didn't read that part. I'm sure it is. But, Luke, what do you think of the name Global title?
Isn't that just another way of saying world title? You've got a world title. The name is dumb. I don't like.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my initial reaction, and it hasn't changed.
So we have a little game that me and Luke play, and that is that during New Japan shows, we like to tweet the most generic thing possible to try to get New Japan Global Twitter to retweet us. And I think that this title's named after New Japan Global Twitter. And it's going to look really generic. The title's going to look like so fucking generic. So.
Should have a fucking boring ass looking G on it, giant G. And the G is kind of like eating the globe or something. I don't know.
The G-Rex title has a big G on it. So.
Oh,
man. By the way, Gleet is running a Tokyo Dome show, right? In the hall in the front area.
Oh, right.
Yeah. I saw that announced there, like Tokyo Dome.
Adjacent.
So I thought that was pretty funny. Good for them.
Oh, my goodness. Yes. So, where were we, Mr. Guy?
Noah versus New Japan. Let's
do it. So, we were already kind of interested because, it's Marufuji versus Kota Ibushi. And then, look, there used to be this thing with my mum, Mr. Guy, where my mum would ring me up and she's like, Luke, can you take me to the chemist? And I'll say yes. But then she doesn't hear yes. She hears no. So she's like, I'll buy you a coffee. And I'm thinking to myself, well, I've already said yes, but yeah, all right, fucking sure. Now I get a coffee. So I feel like that's this Noah show. Like Marufuji versus Ibushi? All right, yes. All right, well, how would you like Kato Kiyomiya and Ryohei Iwa versus the House of Torture? Oh my God, I can't wait to see the reaction House of Torture gets at Noah. Yes, please. That's not all. Would you like Zack Sabre Jr. and Ogawa versus Hayata and Hiroshi Tanahashi, which is pretty much a Tokyo Dome preview match?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I'll take that too. Would you like Kitamiya versus Tomohiro Ishii?
That's a match that was booked 2 years ago, basically, because that's something that's interesting about the show. If you look at the poster for this, it's like Noah show, New Japan versus Noah, but when the New Japan versus Noah happened and it was New Japan, it was like Noah versus New Japan right across the top. This is like a secret. Don't tell anybody. It's a secret versus Noah show.
Yeah, don't tell anyone. I haven't even we got Go Shiozaki versus Mr. Bread. Fucking Bread's getting booked everywhere. What a badass. That's freaking awesome. And, all right, just to highlight a proper Noah match with Noah people, Kano versus Sawyer is going to be pretty damn good too. So, yeah, for the title.
I think we'll be covering that show, of course, and I think last year we covered it as well, and it had
I think so, yeah.
That was remember there was 1,400 Muda goodbye shows. That was one of them. That was the first of them, I think. And then they kept going. But it was this last year too. I guess their New Year's show is more about just packing as many people in as they can. I think it takes place at the Tokyo Dome as well, but not in the civic area, in the actual dome. If I don't know if you could tell me if I'm wrong there, but it's one of those things where they're just trying to pack as many people in as they can, so they involve as many promotions as they can. I think there's even a Stardom match or a TJPW match on that show too. There's all kinds of stuff. It'll be fun.
Yeah, It's going to be a really good time. Looking forward to it. And by the look of this poster, it looks like Lucha Underground dude Daga is the junior champion at the moment.
Is he really? Huh.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
He was near the end. He was like a side character at best in Lucha Underground, but he was pretty good.
Yeah, he was fine. I don't know. He was in there towards the end. You're right. He was there. He was like one of those crossover guys that was like there when it was really good, but also there when it was really shitty. And like he never really did much except do awesome lucha shit.
Good. I like awesome lucha shit.
It's fine, you know.
All right, Mr. Guy. So, in order to talk about the stuff we want to talk about more, let's talk about World Tag League.
Yeah, we're wrapping up World Tag League, which this is the first time I've been excited to talk about World Tag League all like throughout the whole thing because we're wrapping it up and we can move on after this. So I'm excited about that.
It's over.
All right, listen. This tournament is nothing wrong with it. It's fine. But what I expect from New Japan is spectacular, high-quality matches, right? Like, that's the gimmick of New Japan. And this tournament has very good matches. I don't think there was anything in it that blew my mind or made me think, oh, wow, I got to watch that over and over again. But we did get a bunch of story stuff, which was important stuff to build to a few feuds that we have going on. So on the A block, the last night of A block, which was the 6th, we had the big, Ren Narita thing. So, Luke, tell me, what did you think of the whole Ren Narita shenanigans that went on here?
Took me by surprise because it took me a little while to catch on that, wait, is he joining House of Torture? And then I'm thinking to myself, why? And then I'm also thinking like, oh, well, Andy and I find him boring, so maybe that's why other people might think like this strong style face thing is not working at the moment. Maybe he needs a bit more seasoning and turn heel or something. So he just jumps down, not getting a tag, and you just think, oh, well, it's just like they've got this young lion rivalry. It's just part of that. And he's probably just going to piss off, and that's the end of it. But no, oh no. Ren Narita jumps into the ring and helps beat the shit out of Shooter Umino, which is weird because weren't they beating up Ren during the match?
Right. That's that Memphis style heel thing where the guy turns heel after the guys he's joining beat the shit out of it. All part of the plan.
It's like his initiation or something. See, they didn't do that with Kanemaru, did they? Kanemaru's just like, my leg, I'm out, I'm injured. And then he came back a couple of nights later and then he did it. So we didn't have to get beat up by House of Torture first. See, Kanemaru is a heel master.
That's true.
And he probably should, does he do this? He should do this because it shows how smart you are when you point
He points at his leg and then goes, no.
No. So yes, and also through these shows, Ren Narita debuts a new move. Mm-hmm. Want to tell everyone what that new move is?
He's doing the X Factor, which I think is great. And everybody's all whining about it because they're like, oh, it's so silly. And it's like a ladies move.
And
it's like, listen, what was the problem with Shota Umino? He was boring. All of his moves were weak as fuck. Ren Narita, thank you. What was wrong with him? He was boring. All his moves look weak as fuck, even though he was strong style guy. So what's the opposite of that? The fucking X Factor is the opposite of that. And I like that. I think that's great. I really enjoyed his heel turn because, like you said, he just kind of sat there and watched what was going on, then slowly came up. And he, basically, it was pretty cool because Ren Narita or Shota Umino was getting this big comeback, and he's taking care of all House of Torture. And Ren Narita's just watching from the outside, and Shota's about to put the Death Rider on Evil. But no, here comes fucking Ren Narita behind him with the rear naked choke, chokes him out. Yo, you deal with the X Factor, on Shota Umino. And he tears off his Son of Strong Style shirt, revealing the House of Torture. But do you remember, it wasn't long ago that House of Torture was painting hot on Ren Narita, claiming him for the sex dungeon. So this is where this all started, don't you think? Also,
Ren Narita visited the House of Torture, and he's like,
He's like, all
I
right.
quite like that. Yeah.
He's,
I
he's
didn't
like,
expect them to bulk up House of Torture this much, though.
I mean,
And
yeah.
have they promoted Ren Narita from I don't know, tagging with Suzuki and El Desperado to being in a heavyweight tag team with Yajiro?
Well, I mean, I think that it was interesting because Desperado was on commentary for that match too. So he got up and was like, "What the fuck, man? What are you doing?" You know, Red Reed's like, "Fuck you, bro. This is what you would do." You know, like that kind of thing. I learned it by watching you, and I thought that was pretty cool.
That's true.
You know, and we'll see what Suzuki thinks about it. Suzuki might be like, "Okay, you know, good job." So
I've been there, I've done that. Yeah, that's
yeah,
fair.
he's like, I get it. But I'm interested to see this. At least gives him something to do, and now we can, you know, it
Yeah.
hasn't been announced yet, but you got to think that they're going to have a match on Wrestle Kingdom or New Year Dash or something like that, so that we can like kind of put this to rest. Although this might be the feud going forward for the rest for next year, we'll see.
But they're pretty bulked up now, the House of Torture. So it's a big house. I hope they all
Yeah.
got pretty good rooms. But anyway, we're going to separate them from the Bullet Club now.
I don't know. You know, that was teased quite a bit during World Tag League, you know, where all the important shit happens, World
Yeah.
Tag League.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, maybe that'll happen. I don't, that's fine if they do. I don't really care either way, honestly, you know?
So this first night we're talking about, a couple of things happened, and I'm just like, man, this is what happens when Andy and I actually read the card properly for the last two nights of a tournament and talk about them on the show. Because I'm like, it's Suzuki and Nagata versus Bonza and Fale. That'll be fun. Bonza can take a pin there to give that more points, can't they? Yep. And then and even something a little bit more. I know that changes on another night, but this first night we're talking about, it was Naito's watched as a pirate man lose.
Yeah.
And then Naito's like, nah, you suck. Fuck you, bye. Which is what you wanted, but I don't know if you're happy with what happens.
We'll see.
With,
We'll get
the
there. We're
pirate
not
man.
there yet, but hey, I thought it was fascinating that the silence of the crowd watching, is Naito going to accept Pirate Guy or not? You know what I mean? And the crowd's just fucking silent. And then they go, oh, when he doesn't.
Yeah. No one bought any pirate merch, but Naito didn't fist bump him. Like before that, he might have sold a few t-shirts. After that, nah, he didn't sell shit.
People were burning their shirts in the street.
You're either one of Naito's friends or you're everyone else.
You're either with us or you're against us. You know, it's just like that. That's what LIJ is all about. That's what ingovernable means in English. So, Luke, what did you think of War Dogs versus your buddies TMDK?
I thought it was an awesome freaking time.
The winner of that match is then the top team in A block, right? So that was the key match for this tournament.
Yeah. So I'm pretty happy. I think we're both on the Gabe Kid and Alex the Android train. It was them that won, wasn't it? Oh my god. I had a brain fart there. Let me check the notes.
Android train? What's the Android train?
I couldn't say Alex C, so I'm saying the Android. We're on the train of Gabe Kidd and Alex C.
The train.
You know, when someone's picking up steam, you get on the train, the bandwagon.
We're on their train. Okay, I see. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I thought the match was fun. You know, both teams ended up with 10 points, with War Dogs getting the top seed in the little mini tournament to get to the finals. I thought that this is really funny. So Alex gets kicked with a roundhouse kick and catches it with his massive traps. He catches a kick like that. That was so funny, man.
It's a good match. It's just such a shame that like everybody in A block sucks compared to the B block, apparently, because of what happens in the next night.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. That was a fun show. It wasn't anything to write home about or anything like that. So, What did you think of B block finals, Luke? That crowd was fucking awesome, dude. They were loud as fuck, and I was fun. And in the preliminaries, we got like Ren appearing to beat down Shota Umino again. It was like one of those things where House of Torture came out and wrestled, but they didn't have Ren with them, and then he came out later and like beat the shit out of Shota Umino. That was cool,
Yeah, it was a bit weird. Maybe it was a bit of a tease. Like, has he really joined House of Torture? Yes, he has. Yes, he really has. And you get matches on these nights where Honma gets like trolled in seconds, and then Shooter gets beat up by House of Torture. And then you get another night where, oh look, it's Tiger Mask. Yep, he gets trolled by House of Torture and Ren. Yeah. And I appreciate sometimes when you watch a lot of wrestling shows in a row, when some of the matches are just short, awesome. So we can go into that, and they've both been House of Torture matches in the last few nights.
Well, overall, the whole segment isn't short. The match is short. You know what I mean? So, like, all the stuff around it is probably like 10, 12 minutes.
Probably took him 10 minutes to get in the ring.
Right.
Chumpy's like, no.
Give up. TMDK versus War Dogs and Ishimori on this night was fucking great. And there was so funny. Okay, so they're brawling all over the place, and in this venue they have a giant projector screen that they're putting all the videos on. And so
it's like watching a Hitchcock silhouette or something.
Mikey and the android get behind it, and you just see their silhouettes, and so they do this hilarious like pantomime fighting behind there, and it's like they're choking each other, and they're doing all this shit behind there, and that shit was so funny, and it almost got ruined because the camera guy was shooting behind the screen, and all of a sudden he's just like, oh fuck. He almost ruined it. That was fun.
Yeah, nice little spot. There's definitely little nuggets of really creative, fun, interesting ideas. Some of them generally appear in these War Dogs matches. I don't know. They're
having fun.
They're wild, man. They're crazy. They're letting it all hang out there. It's awesome. But yeah, what did you think of who is in the finals, by the way?
Well, there's a couple more things on this show. The Monster Cheese versus ELP and Hikuleo was on this show, and
Monster Cheese,
whatever they are. And Archer ain't taking that pin, of course, so they end up getting the pin on.
Did he take a single pin? I don't think he did.
I don't know. Probably not, but that's not something he wants to do. So, but I thought that match was very interesting because there were many times in it, and it kind of highlighted something I want to talk about later with ELP and Hikuleo, something they do very well. And a good thing I have to say about them as a tag team in this match in particular, I couldn't tell who was going to win. Like, they had me completely fooled. Every time there was a false finish, I was like, oh, okay, here we go. Because it would make perfect sense for Monster Cheese to get a title shot with the strong titles, right? So I thought, oh, of course they're going to get a win, so we can have that match, But that wasn't what happened at all. And they got me fooled there. So that was pretty cool. Fisherman, they wrestled just two guys on this show. And, the champ shows up to support his boys, and Doki's on commentary. And Taka, he's out there coaching super tall dudes, so he couldn't show up to this one. Some JTO shit going on. But there's a part in this match where Taichi and Goto are just tearing it up. Just tearing it up, man. And it's like, these guys are pretty good. Yoshihashi hit a destroyer on Taichi in this match, and I was done. I just turned it off.
No, you did not.
I don't even know what happened afterwards. So
you do, and as soon as I watched that finish, I was like, oh, I mean, that's the final they're going for, and also they eliminated just two guys. Wow, Andy's gonna love this.
So, was the plan originally the Aussie Open versus Fisherman? Was that the plan originally? And this was a way to kind of get that match twice at the end of the year. But ELP and Hikuleo just slid right into that spot and got the same booking. Is that kind of what happened here? Just my theory.
It feels realistic. Gato likes his long-term booking, and even if they're not signing dudes to contracts, they've got booking ideas in mind for them and stuff, I guess. So yeah, it makes sense. But I'm just like, are we doing? Haven't we just done a combined title story? We even did one with the fucking fishermen and the war dogs. Now we're doing a combined title thing again.
Yeah, it's kind of dumb, but it's also dumb to like, because there's another show in here. There's the 12-8 show where it's like the winners of this show get the finals. So there's fishermen versus war dogs or whatever, right? And it's really fun to see fishermen beat up war dogs with their fishing poles. Like they're using that was fun. The match was fun, but it reminds me of the greatest promo in the history of our sport, which is from the Android when he told Goto and Yoshihashi, fuck you. That was the greatest. So I don't know. I like that match a lot, but I knew who was going to win. I just like, it would make no sense for fishermen to make it to the end and not get the accolade that they're trying to do. They're trying to make them the triple, time winners, and they're the best, most decorated tag team in the world. And that's got to happen here. So that's what I thought was going to happen.
Dear New Japan, I am fucking sick of three-peats. Kota Ibushi, Hiromu Takahashi, fucking fishermen. Mix it up, will ya?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Mix it up.
It's like they have the same idea and they keep using it for everybody, and it's like, listen, again, I don't care about World Tag League, so there's no way you're going to get me like emotional about this in any way, shape, or form. So it's like when this happens, I'm like, it's kind of dumb, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
Look, my reaction to these finals was not like to the final match of we'll cover it properly, is fantastic, and it's the best match of the whole fucking tournament too, by the way. The final match, I liked it a lot. But that's the final, really. But rather than be like kind of apoplectic about it, like Jay White just lost or something like that, I was just like, that's dumb, and I moved on. So yeah, that's my level of World Tag League as well.
don't spend, as usual, Luke's pissed about the results of a New Japan tournament. That's always that is a perennial thing. It always happens. But in this case, it's like, how pissed are you? How pissed could you possibly be? It's fucking
that's right. I'm lukewarm.
Hey. Well, Luke, are you ready to talk about the World Tag League 2023 finals that was at the Grand Messe Kumamoto?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Oh, good, because that's what we're going to do.
I hope so, because we took normal notes for this. So, hey, look, normal coverage is back. Yay, here we are. And before we do that, we're at the Grand Messe Kumamoto, as you said, but you've done us a solid. We've got some reviews of the building.
This venue is one of those like Battleship Gray, like hold of the ship kind of places. And I always love those. They're so funny. But yeah, it turns out that there's a couple people that went there. And I don't think they liked it. So Luke, did you have a Google review for the Grand Messe Kumamoto?
I do. And allow me to read it out. I'll just hang on a sec. Put my peepers on. There we go. Although it is a buffet, there are a few types of dishes. Drinks are only water, oolong tea, and iced tea. No dessert. I don't know if the ramen is the main one, but the ramen is also terrible to feel that bag ramen is better. 1,000 yen for adults. Children, 800 yen. I felt high. After that, I strongly doubt the hygiene concept of setting the cup with my finger inside. 1 star.
So you think that, okay, so the ramen was so bad that he felt high. Is that kind of the deal?
No, I think it's like 1,000 yen for adults, 800 for children. That price is bullshit. I think that's what he's getting at there.
Oh, thanks for going along with me on that. So I also have a Google review, Luke, and it goes. It's for the Grand Messe Kumamoto, and it goes a little something like this. This place apparently does a lot of children's events and stuff like that, and there was a lot of reviews complaining about children's prices and stuff like that. They were really funny. Everybody was feeling high. So, but here we go. This one goes a little something like this. I went to the dinosaur kingdom at the request of my youngest child, but the entrance fee was expensive, regardless of whether it was an adult or a child. And if you went inside, you would only have to pay extra. It was too shabby. Also, it overlapped with a pro wrestling match, and the people and parking lot were in a wobbly state, and it was the worst. I go there occasionally when there is an event, but I've never been satisfied with any event. 1 star. Bitch!
Oh my god. All right. So, man, I fucking hate this place. Hey, there's a show on. You want to go to this place? Yeah, all right. Also, Kunamoto must be the only place in Japan where children don't eat for free.
I just love it. It's like they hate the prices and they get so mad about it. I mean, this guy's never
come to our restaurant. Children eat at adult prices.
That's right. It's a restaurant run by Lance Archer. All right. And he's like, kids eat for free at my restaurant. And it's him that eats for free, it turns out.
That's right. All you can eat babies.
That's tremendous. Luke, you want to do the Frontier match, or you want me to do the Frontier Zone match?
All right, you do the Frontier Zone.
All right, Luke, it's a Frontier Zone match. We have Hiromu Takahashi on commentary, and there are 2 guys, all right, in this match. One is Taguchi, the other is Bolton Oleg, and they are facing 2 young dudes named Assassin and Kodai Nozaki. And one dude has like this crazy ass like cone head mask thing, and it's like
he looks like what would happen if one of the members of Devo joined the military.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I was thinking like
weird
cone heads, consume mass quantities, but he looked like some kind of weirdo, and they were fine. The other dude was very stout. He looked like 2 Ishis in one person. That's what he looked like. It was wild, man.
He also had the Rikishi costume as well.
Yeah, he had a similar body shape to Rikishi as well. Very wide.
Well,
and Bolton Oleg did the workout suplex thing with that giant dude, which was great. So there's a backpack double splash from the new guys on Taguchi. Pounce from Nozaki. Taguchi rolls up hat guy for the win. It's pretty fun. Taguchi is great at making these guys look awesome. Bolton Oleg was also in this match.
Yes, he was. Asosin has the fucking worst wrestling mask I've ever seen in my life. I will never forget him. So,
wasn't that bad. I mean,
it was pretty. It was like, what is that? Like, I feel like I spent most of the match when he was in it looking at his mask and trying to like, what's the deal with that?
You'll never forget it. He made an impression.
Right.
You won't forget it. So, I mean,
the Brian Jonestown Massacre made an impression on me too.
I know, and you'll never forget it. So it's either babyface heat or heel heat. You're getting heat one way or the other.
That's true. All right, so that starts at half an hour before the show, and then the show starts. And by the way, there you go. That's the interesting commentary that we bring to the Never Open podcast.
Yeah.
I watched this live, Mr. Guy. I know you didn't because the hour was ungodly. No one was on the Tweety at all. It was a ghost town. But the English was uploaded really fast. Did you listen to it in the English?
Yeah, I watched this with English commentary. Chris Charlton and Walker Texas Stewart, they were live via satellite. They were not there. And, I thought they did fine. Honestly, I listened to Charlton a few times during the show because he had a few kind of like, story things to tell us that we hadn't heard because of the whole tournament. We hadn't had an English commentary. If there is, I'm not watching it. And, I just kind of tuned it out other than that, though. I really... I was trying to get through this, Luke, because I want to be done with World Tag League. So,
all right, so I'll stop stalling. It was a valid question to ask you, though. So shut
it's
up.
true. It's a good point.
So next we have it's Team DK. It's Shane Haste, Mikey Nichols, and Kusai Fujita versus Master Juato Sobrano Jr. and Atlantis Jr. Haste makes Bolton Oleg and me laugh before the match even starts, because right before Haste goes into the ring, he turns to Bolton Oleg, bends over, and just fucking twerks for him right there. And I'm just like, what? And I just start laughing, and I'm like, Bolton Oleg's just like covering his face because he's probably not supposed to show emotion on security detail.
Got the giggles.
Oh my god. It was cool. Yeah. I'll do like Sobrano's front sliding chop block though. That's a move that looks like it could go wrong, but I'm glad it doesn't. And there is something really fun seeing the already super cool looking Kosei Fujita wailing on the biggest dork, Master Wato.
Aww.
I don't know. It's just something in it. It's almost bullying, isn't it? Like,
he
I don't know.
slapped the shit out of Watto. Like, he beat the ever-loving shit out of Watto. And it was like, Watto, I mean, that's very kind of you, but you don't have to do that. Yeah.
So Wato's bumping around like mad while Kosei Fujita just whoops his ass. And Haste and Mikey even help Fujita get a fucking gnarly-looking German suplex onto Wato. So,
shouldn't even work. That shouldn't work on Watto at all. He should just kick out at 1 or 0.
Yeah, but he does kick out. Exactly. Once a move becomes your finisher, if anyone does a version of that move on you, no, that's like it doesn't affect you anymore. That's wrestling 101. Come on, what are you doing, Wato? Yeah, he's on his way to the Grandmaster. He hasn't figured that out yet.
On it. Yeah, you know.
But of course, Wato's going to make him pay for that. High angle German, one of my favorite finishes. I love it. And he pins Kosei Fujita. Of course.
Fujita looked awesome in that match. He got to kick out of the Recita Mente too, which was surprising to everyone, including Watto. You know, he was like, what the fuck? Like, hey, he's like, cool, bro. Give you the high angle German. You're going to die now. And I loved it because Watto took a beating, but he also was like, well, you can hit me as much as you want, but I'm going to kill you. So it's fine.
I like the idea of a cocky Kosei Fujita. He kicks out of the Recita Mente and just quietly says to Watto, I'm on excursion. I'm allowed to kick out now. Something like that. I don't know.
It's like, cool, bro. You know, dumps him on his head.
Yes,
also,
right. Cool,
at the beginning of this match, something amazing happened. And man, I need video of this just to watch. Okay, usually when anyone comes out with Watto, they either ignore him or they're like, oh, I got to tag with this guy. You know, these CMLL guys are like, I fucking love Watto. They're throwing around on the way to the ring. They're high-fiving each other. They're hugging each other. Yeah, and like Watto's like, man, these guys like me. You know, and I think part of it was because after that match, Soberano and Atlantis got to go home. So they were like, you know, whatever, whoever we're tagging with, we are bros, you know, because I want to get the fuck out of here. So, and we're not involved in the finish, so see ya. Soberano was so fucking sloppy in that match. He was like, I'm going home. Let's just not die, okay?
Let's get it done.
That made me laugh. Next, Luke, we have War Dogs, Fale, and Jack Banza versus Monster Cheese, Suzuki, and Nagata. All right. So Gabe Kidd has been crushing it on Twitter. We of course had that whole thing where he had that hilarious, you know, picture of him that looks like Shota Umino with his face all stretched out. But you know, he's been ripping these guys as much, you know, on Twitter as well. But he's having so much fun flipping the crowd off that he's late to get announced. Like they have to wait for him to get in the ring, and the announcer's like, "Come on, bro," you know. It was really funny, but he was having fun, you know, flipping the crowd. So, so Monster Sauce have a literal monster with them in a lab coat. It's like a bug monster.
It looks like that bug monster dude from Ninja Turtles. What was his name?
Yeah, like
Baxter, you know, or something.
Baxter, kind of, but like a more monstrous version of him, you know.
Yeah.
But that was unexplained. and it played no part in the match. So
also, I have a problem with right. I've got two problems. One, Monster looks cool. I'm into it, but why aren't Archer and Taco Dude holding bottles of sauce and just gone all over the monster? Two, why isn't this a wrestler under the monster mask and helps? Who were they wrestling? Bullet Club? Oh no, the monster's really a wrestler, and they save the day, and that kind of could have been.
Or why not start the match with War Dogs killing the monster? And that's my bro. Now we got a match. I don't know.
Even if we don't get the reveal, like Irish whip that monster into people, or slam him onto a Bullet Club or onto Archer, something.
And the reason that you were thinking of Baxter Stockman, I think his name was, is because this monster is in a lab coat for reasons unknown. So he is a scientist monster. Archer and Suzuki tagged together in last year's tournament, which is something I don't think we talked about this whole tournament. So they are, on the same team here. They're tagging together once again. And Fale and Archer start for some big man shoulder tackles. War Dog gets in. It says my note says War Dog's in pants for this match. So they were wearing pants.
The jeans, they look like dogs, hooligans.
The Android and Yuji Nagata wrestle, and Nagata gets a pop for outsmarting Alex C, which is good. Bullet Club cheat, and everybody fights. Suzuki gets a hot tag and goes at it with Gabe Kidd. And that's like kind of the star of this little match right here, is because we remember many times Gabe Kidd being like, "Oh, hello, Mr. Suzuki, sir. Can I lead you to the back, sir? Can I show you where the back is?" And Suzuki'd be like, "Oh yeah, I'll show you where my fucking elbow is," and blast him in the face. Right? Used to happen all the time.
It's this chair, you little bitch.
Yeah, Gabe Kidd's like, "Oh, I want to get revenge," and so there's, we've talked about many times the thousands of mini storylines in New Japan. This is one of them. So, and I like that a lot. So. Bonza tries to do a forearm battle with Suzuki and gets absolutely murdered. Monster Sauce get their cool moves in on Bonza, and Suzuki gets a gotch style pod driver, blackout thingy for Monster Sauce. Zayn pins Bonza, and they get the win.
Yes, they do. I like Bonza. It was good seeing another Aussie in New Japan. So,
Can't get enough of them. I mean, how many Aussies they got? A lot of them. A lot of Aussies.
That's right. AEW's poaching from New Japan, and New Japan's poaching from Australia. So, I don't know. That's how it works. But by the way, if you look at a map, Japan is like up higher technically on a map than Australia, and so it's the shadow of its penis is no. All right. Anyway, next we have. Wow, they're higher up in the card tonight. We have the Young Lion Bros. Oscar Loeb and Yuto Nakashima, the Broken Arm Young Lion, versus apparently Ishii and Yanni, according to my notes. No, it's not Yanni. It's Yano. We like Yano. We don't like Yanni. He sucks.
It's not bad, but they're tagging together, all those guys.
A musician would say that, though. Like, get out of here.
Yeah, it's like new age music. It's very relaxing. So. Plus that mustache. You got to respect the mustache. Come on.
Mm-hmm. Don't play the mustache card with me, Mr. Guy. And they're versing Great Khan on the Cobb, Hanare, and Newman. So it's a lot of things on the Great Khan there. There's something I really liked in this match. What are you doing, man? And I love seeing the Great Khan sit on Yano in the corner. But the corner is
on the exposed turnbuckle. Oh my god!
So not only does that hurt more because it's exposed, but it's also extra humiliating because it's on the exposed corner, and Yano's supposed to be really smart, you see.
That was great.
Here's a really fun spot here where Callum goes to Irish whip bloody Cobb into the corner. No, he's not doing it. And I'm like, yep, that's exactly right. So Hanare grabs Cobb's other arm, yanked him, Irish whip. Awesome. I like that. And it sends Cobb straight into Yano's butt because, strong style, New Japan, king of sports. There you go.
They did the Ho Train spot to Yano's back while he was like right after he got sat in the corner. That was really funny.
There's a really cool part where Oscar Loeb body slams Cole. Cole? Yeah, I'd like to see him body slam Michael Cole. Like, why not? But he body slams and Adam Cole. No, Adam Cole would get injured again. God, I wish his body matched his charisma. It's like he's got a really.
He's been around forever, man. These guys, they keep signing these guys, and they got like lots of miles on them. I'm not saying that not every, I mean, it takes a long time to be that great at wrestling, and those guys have been around a long time. So,
yeah, that is that's true. But Oscar Loeb, he did body slam Jeff Cobb. There we go, which was cool. But you know what happens if you do some kind of power move to Jeff Cobb, especially if you're a young lion or Honma for your impudence, you're getting a tour of the islands, which does happen. And then Ishii, he just starts shit post-match. He doesn't even care that everyone on his team is out and halfway down to the back. Oh, no. Of course, Yudo has Oscar Loeb. They're bros. They lead each other to the back. Oh, it's so adorable. I love it. But Ishii's just like, I'm going to pick a fight, and let's see how that goes. Oh, every member of the Empire is surrounding me. I'm going to get stomped. Yeah, he does. And then I guess that's how they go title shot, question mark.
Yeah. Okan on the Cobb and Hanare, they seem to want a title shot. This match had a few things that I found just amazing. I thought there was some amazing shit in this. Like, for example, Oscar Loeb, he hits the biggest big boot of his entire career that sends Newman spinning into space. That shit was awesome, dude. And like right after that, Nakashima like helped Oscar get that big slam on Cobb, and then like holds off Great Okan, like, come on, get him, Oscar, get him, They're cheering each other on. I thought that was so cool. But then Jeff Cobb did something I've never seen before. I've never seen this, all right? I mean, like, I may have seen one of these things, but not both. So Oscar Loeb, he goes for another big boot. He's like, oh, this is working for me. I'm going to kick Jeff Cobb. Jeff Cobb catches the big boot, uses that as a ripcord to pull in Oscar, and then lariats him to the mat, and then hits a lariat on him while he's down. So he lariats him to the mat, boom, stands up, and falls to the mat with another lariat on the guy who's already laying down. That was fucking awesome.
That's fucking gnarly, man.
I love that. That was so cool, man. I thought that match was pretty fun, Like I said, the crowd was pretty hyped in this, for this show, and they're hanging out in the belly of a giant ship. They're ready for a good time,
I'm really happy that this turned out to be a pretty good show, because Andy's like, it's the final night. Let's take normal notes. I'm like, oh, okay. And then, it was easy.
And you have to do everything I say. It's in the contract.
I do. It is in there. It's in the Accords.
Very important. So, well, next, Luke, you have to be quiet while I do this next one. Okay.
Right.
So, it's Shota Umino and Tiger Mask versus Sho and Ren Narita. What was – no, actually, I was kidding. But, Luke, like, you saw this match, and you were like, oh, well, I mean, Sho's definitely getting pinned, right, by Tiger Mask? Right?
No, poor Tiger Mask is what I thought straight away.
This is the part where House of Torture are out to Sho's music and Ren's nowhere to be found. I thought that was on a different night, but he's nowhere to be seen. So Evil leaves, and Dick Togo comes out to the ring with Sho like, oh, we're going to wrestle, right? So Sho explains on the microphone that Ren Narita has deemed his opponents not worthy, and the fans are like, boo, and he's like, oh, and you're not worthy either. Like, it's not just these guys, it's the whole crowd. You're not worthy to see him wrestle. And so, I thought that was pretty cool. He trashes the hometown mascot, and they all start fighting. And Kenta Sato's ref in this match, and he's like, hey, this isn't a match. So I don't know what we're doing. He stands on the apron as if to say, this ain't a match, guys. So Tiger Mask and Sho just start wrestling like it's a match. It's so funny. And Kenta Santos just stay on the apron like, no, we haven't. It's not. So Death Rider on Sho, but no, Ren Narita appears, chokes out Shota Umino. He has fun beating up Shota Umino. He's smiling We get all kinds of House of Torture shenanigans. X Factor on Tiger Mask. Oh, the bell does finally ring. X Factor on Tiger Mask. You know you're dealing with it, and House of Torture win. You know, poor Tiger Mask. He's caught in the crossfire of these two youths.
Yeah, 2 youths. Yes, yes, he is. Oh my god! You know what makes me happy? You get to cover a House of Torture match. Yep. I get to cover a House of Torture match. Yay! Maybe that's the nice thing about them having extra members. We get more.
Well, and not only that, but like referee Marty Asami is in this match as well. So
yeah,
very awesome.
This match, we just saw Evil and everybody, and it's like here's his music again. It is Tomoaki Honma, Ryohei Iwa, and Kaito Kiyomiya versus Yoshinobu Kanemaru, fucking you son of a bitch, Yujiro Takahashi, and Evil. Oh. Evil. There we go. All right, so and House of Torture is going to start their bullshit. Well, they're going to continue where they left off because Ryohei Iwa, he gets suplexed onto the mat. Ouch. Oh, not onto the mat, onto the fucking hardwood floor. Ouch. Chumpy is apoplectic at the fake bell hammer because he's busy counting 1, 2. Wait, what? I didn't finish this match. Who's usurping my power? I will not have this. No.
That's right.
He's fucking going nuts. He's not happy about that at all.
Well,
oh my god.
Dick Togo deserves any chumping he gets.
Oh.
So.
Oh yeah. But fucking Dick Togo. I love that man. But if we look, Honma, poor Honma, he got trolled the other night. He's getting trolled again. But at least this time we get to see him Takeda Kokeshi on Evil. But there is a whiskey spit from Kanemaru, and an everything is evil on Honma, of course. Kiyomiya and Iwa, they just get stomped on after the match.
Yeah.
Until Shooter comes out and he makes the save. Oh, he gets some revenge on Ren Narita. Ooh. And then House of Dogs? House of Torture run away like government dog meals. So, yeah, there you go.
What did you think of Shota Umino's ponytail?
No.
Okay. It's not heroic. It's not a heroic or ponytail.
I don't know. If you got just get a haircut, dude. That's fine.
There was a lot of really good camera work throughout this whole, angle between Ren Narita and Shota Umino. A lot of one of them right close up to the camera with the other one in the distance, like, fuck you, that kind of thing. They did that quite a bit, and that stuff was great. I like this match. It was fun. Poor Honma. Like, Honma is like, oh, I'm going to get the Kokeshi. No. And then Dick Togo karate chops him in the dick. But the Noah guys, they help Honma get back up, and they're like, all right, let's fucking do this. They help him get the assisted Kokeshi, rocket Kokeshi, and then he goes up to the top rope like he's going to hit the top rope Kokeshi, and that's when Kanemaru spits Suntory Surprise in his fucking face like a piece of shit. So I was really mad.
You're a fucking asshole, Kanemaru. I love him. It's the heel master.
So, like you said, there's a beatdown. That shit was funny. But next week, we have the Writers of Anger versus the Dream Team of Okada and Tanahashi. So, Okada to WWE rumors are heating up. So, at the beginning of the match, Marty Asami walks over to Okada and is like, hey, man, you want to give me the scoop? Okada won't talk to him backstage. So, he figures he's got to talk to me now. But Okada won't tell anyone but Dave Meltzer. So, Marty is not happy about that. And the Authors of Anger beat the shit out of Okada. And it's like, wow. Okada's just taking it and bouncing all over the place and doing all kinds of shit. And I couldn't believe it. Then, after they're done beating him up, one of the dudes pins Okada with his boot. And Marty is like, well, fuck you. You're not going to tell me what's going on with your trade rumors or whatever? I'll count the pin. So he starts counting the pin. I thought it was pretty funny. So
I drive you to every venue on the New Japan bus. I even stop when you want to go to the toilet, champ.
Shit. You think Okada rides the bus? I don't think things.
Yeah, no, there's no way.
We get a patented, hilarious balancing over all the ropes tag in from the Ace, which is hilarious. This match is really good. It's just not one I'm super like into or anything like that. But Okada slams one of the writers of violence, and he sells his back for a while before trying anything else. And we have a really scary botch right here. Okay, where so Okada runs in at the, or no, it's the author. No, it's Okada. Yeah, he's running at one of the authors of Anger. All right, and dude is like gonna hit a spear, I guess. But Okada thinks it's back body drop. So Okada just almost goes face first into the mat. It's like, wow, don't do that to Okada. And there was actually a couple botches in this match from authors of Anger, and it was kind of like, yikes, guys, careful with the fucking top guys over here. So, it is what it is, but could have been bad. But armpit slam on Okada, what? He's going to lose, but no, Tanahashi's in to break up the pin. He hits a bunch of sling blades. Okada hits a whopper Rainmaker on this dude. And what was great about the Rainmaker, dude must have heard duck one or something, because he goes to like kind of duck it. Another one of these little miscommunications that happened in this match. But instead, Okada's like, no. It just wails, dude. Kind of like in the shoulder, sort of, but it looked awesome. It looked like he was actually trying to get away. A little respect after the match. Okada gets the pin,
I like that you told me about what Okada is like from someone who trained with him, right? And what's it like to be in a submission hold? Oh, it's really snug. Like he'll take care of you and all that kind of stuff. But I can also imagine like, hey, you botched that move and I fucking hurt myself. Here's your receipt. Fucking smack.
That seemed similar to
the extra stank Rainmaker. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
that was fun. You think he like is like yelling stank, like in his mind when he does that, because he's got the stank belt, Just saying.
For how much longer though? Ooh.
Oh no.
All right. So here we go. This is
well, hang on. What about this World Tag League Finals video package, Luke, with ska music? It was like, what is up with the music and all of these videos? The music is always so goofy, and I love it. It's so funny.
By the way, World Tag League, where's your music? We want songs for all of this.
No.
What would this?
It would be so shitty, dude. Come on.
Benny Hill music.
It's just yakety sax. Or it's just it's like a drum beat, it's like
get a job.
In like 4 bars of that, and then all of a sudden and that's the song.
I don't know why you're talking about that yet, because we've got Just 5 Guys versus LIJ next.
Oh shit, my bad.
Yeah.
I'm trying to skip Just 5 Guys. I am fired.
And LIJ. You're rehired and fired again.
They don't.
And then rehired again.
They think they're cool, but they're not Just 5 Guys.
That's right. Well, it is Just 5 Guys. We've got Taka, we've got Doki, we've got Sonata, we've got Yuya Uemura, and Taichi, the Holy Emperor, versus all of LIJ minus Hiromu. So we've got Shingo, the Never Champ, hell yeah, Shingo, Bushi, Naito. Oh my god, why am I blanking on names today? And Yota Tsuji featuring Pirate Man, because he's not in the group.
Everybody was wearing pirate stuff too, even Bushi, but not Naito. He's like, I don't give a fuck about pirates.
I'm going to tell you something that's going to shock you. Crowd really likes Naito.
What?
So we get the people who have long-standing feuds with other people kind of thing to start off with. You got Sonata, Naito, then you got Yuya and Yota Tsuji, then you got Shingo and Taichi, which is kind of my fave. I'm biased. That's never as fuck. And then Taka comes in, just kind of cheekily pokes Shingo in the eyes, and then he and Doki start double teaming the Never Open Champion. What? Then Doki gets a taste of Never Though, and just gets like a punch in the face and lariated right down to the mat. And I'm like, I don't like that, but I'm allowed because it's
it is an open weight title.
That's right, Doki. Get some.
Doki, come on, Doki.
Come on, man. You know what it's like now to be in the ring with the Never Champs.
He's never as fuck.
He is. I do like seeing Naito on the outside. He's choking Sonata with Taichi's microphone stand. So that's making me laugh. Zanderkin Jr. does a lion salt on Doki, and I hate him. How dare you? Because it looked the landing looked kind of gnarly too. So I was just like, no, don't hurt my boy.
Doki's made of tough stuff.
He's made of sterner stuff.
He's made of doke.
He also calls him Dookie. I heard that.
Who did that?
The pirate.
Fuck pirates. You know, that guy, it's funny. At the beginning of that match, LIJ didn't do the salute because they couldn't, because that dude's there. They want to save that to the end.
Yeah,
so I
did notice that. There's a paradise lock on Bushi, and rather than Shingo sell the drop toe hold like normal, he does the whoa first, then comically falls. That's the never open champion, by the way, doing that. And
so funny.
I'm allowed. That was fucking funny. I loved it. There's a Zack driver on Bushi by Taka Michinoku, but Yota Tsuji breaks it up with a kick right to the face. I'm like, ouch. Oh my god. Doki's back, and he hits and he gets hit with a gnarly looking dive by the pirate guy.
Yeah.
Like Doki's not even facing the ring. He's like hugging the railing. Like he's at a rock concert or something, and then Xander Ken Jr. just kind of splats on top of him, and I'm just like, nah, fuck you. Don't you dare do that. But in case you were surprised, this is a surprise finish, Mr. Guy, because there's an MX on Taka Michinoku.
Poor guy. This match was fun because it's a Wrestle Kingdom preview match, right?
Oh, yeah.
And they teased a lot of stuff. What it seems to be the story is between Sonata and Naito, besides all the personal shit, is can Sonata avoid the neck torture, right? Because in this match, he's doing a great job, of getting away from it. And then Naito hits the hip toss on the knee, and then he's fucked, right? And it's like he's got to tag out. That's when Taka gets in the win, or to lose, excuse me, the win. But after the match, Xander Can Jr. gets the salute. But after the show, they did clarify that doesn't mean he's in LIJ. That means that Naito is giving him a chance. That's what that means.
Oh, see, I'm glad you listened to the English version of this, because I had no idea what Show said at the start. And not only did I not know, the fucking Tweety, if Chris is doing stuff, right, and he's not watching the show or whatever, well, then usually Global picks up the slack and translate shift.
They're busy making a title.
Yeah, that's right. They're too busy. They're clanging and banging.
Well, now we get the World Tag League Finals video package where it's this fucking ska music, and they tell us how we got to where we are today. And we get our main event match, which is ELP and Hikuleo versus the fucking Fishermen. Now, listen. So this is one of the biggest points I want to make about Hikuleo and ELP is that they have been so good at false finishes. And, that's kind of it's how we say, oh, Tama Tonga is great at the fire up, right? And that's the one thing he does great. This is one thing that these two as a tag team have truly become great at. It's really good. And so there's a lot of, I knew Fishermen were going to win this. Yeah, I mean, you fucking know, right? I mean, they're going to win. Why would they not win? This doesn't make any sense. So, also, this is not for titles. This is just for the tournament. So, like I said, you're thinking at this point that maybe Fishermen winning is a way to get back to Aussie Open, right? Fishermen win the tournament for the first time anybody's ever done it. Then they get to choose their opponent. So they could choose anybody. They could choose the Young Bucks. They could choose FTR. They could choose Iska and Taichi. It could be anybody, right? So we'll see what happens. I mean, maybe something exciting will happen. So before the match, there is respect between these two tag teams. Yoshihashi and ELP, they start the match, and there's some really good stuff here. Hikuleo and Goto crush it at the beginning. It's really good.
Yeah.
Fisherman suplex Hikuleo onto ELP. What a bunch of dicks. Fisherman team up on ELP, and he gets a big assisted moonsault, and goes under the ring for some chairs. This is fun. So he pulls out a chair. Hikuleo's like, no. But it's good storytelling because you're not sure if he's saying, no, we're good guys or not. Because he says no. So ELP pulls out another chair and he goes, no. And Hikuleo's like, no, wait a second. And he pulls out a table and he's like, this. And the crowd's like,
oh, table.
Yes. I love that. That was so fun. So ELP tries a big splash through the table, but Goto spoils it. He is the buzzkill of this entire match. He spoils everything.
That dude's held together by duct tape, and you know it. So you know he's not taking that tape spot.
Well, we'll see, So a big heavyweight lariat war from Hikuleo and Goto. And Goto whips the crowd into a frenzy with this stuff. There's a big chop battle between Yoshihashi and ELP, and that leads to ELP's high-flying stuff, which is all really good as usual. ELP and Hikuleo get the UFO spin kicky thing and sudden death and a choke slam on Yoshihashi. He's going to lose. They go for the splash, but Yoshihashi gets his knees up. Oh, Hikuleo almost makes my dream come true. All right. He goes for an awesome bomb through the fucking table on the outside on Goto. And guess what? It doesn't happen. I was so mad. I was like, come on, kill Goto, please. Goto totally spoils it like a jerk. So there's a top rope Liger bomb from ELP on Yoshihashi. Yoshihashi's taking bumps over here. Goto's like, nope, not going to do it, So, but this is really neat. So top rope Liger bomb from ELP on Yoshihashi, but Goto breaks up the pin on that one. Then ELP is about to go to the top rope for a huge move, but Hikuleo says, no, I will do this. And he goes to the top rope and just eats shit, of course.
Of course. Hey, it looked horrible, but I'm like, I see what you're doing, and this match has been good. I'm allowed this.
Dumb time to do that, but it is what it is. So Goto tags in versus ELP, and he hits some of his moves, and puts on an arm submission on ELP. Now, if you remember, it's been a long time since he's used that arm submission. We used to joke that he had to remember how to do it every time he did it because he rarely did it, And so he did that arm submission. It's been a long time since we've seen that. A great rope break spot right there. ELP tries to get Never, but he's too weak, Luke. So Goto just fucks him up. He's like, well, fuck you. Fisherman tried the Shoto for the first time here, and Hikuleo intervenes, but he gets destroyed. We get a Shoto, and Hikuleo breaks it up the pin. But it's a little late here. He's a little late on the breakup, but, ELP kicks out, so it's kind of like, it was 3, but it's fine. It wasn't too egregious, I thought that was fun.
At least ELP kind of had that split-second wherewithal to be like, oh, he's not making it. All right.
Yeah.
I know it's not the finish.
So, and he didn't look very happy about it. But anyway, the Hikuleo tries a power bomb, and Fisherman team up to hit the Shoto through the table on fucking Hikuleo. So that looked really ouchy for Hikuleo because his head just scraped the side of the table. Like, everybody landed great except for Hikuleo, whose head landed on the corner edge of the table. It was like, ouch.
It's a Japanese table. It doesn't matter how many people are involved in going through it. One of those people are getting hurt. Yeah,
it's true. He scraped his head. It looks like it's ouchy. Now ELP's left alone with the most powerful tag team in the world, Luke. What's going to happen? He fires up, but he's way too fucked. He fights out of a Shoto and hits one of his own on Goto for a 2 count. He hits his own Shoto, just like Goto. He can do it alone without his tag partner. And what he does, he does flips, making Goto end up draped over
Yoshihashi's back. Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, and then boom, that was so cool, man. Yushikuroshi on Goto from ELP, but he's up at 1 because that's his move.
That's right.
Right.
Goto knows what's up. Yeah.
Sudden death on Goto, and ELP hits a CRT. You sure this is it? I thought this was the end right here. I mean, we've already gone through tables. We've already done everything, right? But no, it's not the end. Goto kicks out. Fuck you, ELP. Super bulldog, but ELP just rolls over and smiles because he's completely spent. But he does the I'm just barely rolling over, defiant pin breakup or kick out,
It
which
was
is
an amazing
great.
kick out.
I
So well
love
done.
that. So super double move from Fisherman and Goto pins ELP for the win. Luke Fisherman are the first champions to ever win World Tag League and the first team to win 3 in a row. World Tag League is truly the lamest tournament in New Japan.
It is, but if they're going to end with matches like this, I can't be too mad. Actually, I can, because that's a lot of World Tag League shows in a row. God dang it! But anyway, I know he took the pin, but who's the biggest star in this match? Yeah, it's El
ELP, yeah,
Phantasmo.
it was great.
Managed, like, he brought a creativity out in all of the people around him. Like that Shoto that he does is just, that was so, that was it was just like another watershed moment for him, like that triple threat junior title match that we saw, where he was like usually the one in the ring taking the beating, while the other two kind of threw each other out, and he was like the big linchpin for that match. He's the big linchpin for this match too, and he's just absolutely fantastic. He's I know he's still green, but you put him with El Phantasmo, and it looks like, as we watch him, he's doing different things. He's looking a little better. He's trying things here and there, and I just think like he's the most interesting of Fatu's sons to watch at the moment. Maybe it's that LP factor, but I love the team. I love El Phantasmo. Like, this is a star-making performance right here, and it was mostly like him selling.
Mm-hmm.
And his selling was fantastic because he's like, with his arm, it's just a flesh wound, I'm just gonna fantastic. So yes, I even said to Charity as this match is on, I was like, Fishermen are in the finals, they're winning this, but they did have me on the edge of my seat. And I credit a lot of that to El Phantasmo, just some of those finishes with the shoulder up and everything. It was really good.
Well, so World Tag League is a success. Got through it with no injuries that we know of. Matches were all fine. I really don't have anything else to say about it. Do you have anything else to say about World Tag League overall?
Overall, no, it was fine. It was a league of tagging that I watched.
I feel like relieved. Like I don't want any part of World Tag League. Look, so we did our best.
There's just one part I wanted to whinge, bitch, moan about. It's not a big deal. It's fine because I'm glad ELP's on the card. But post match, Bishamon, they get on the mic and they say something like, "Oh, we've beaten you once, you've beaten us once. Let's have the rubber match at Wrestle Kingdom." And I'm like, really? Is that what we're doing? Dude, I told Charity what was happening, and Charity's answer to that was, really? They could pick anyone or anything. And yeah, and they're not getting 40 minutes at the Dome, I don't think. But also, they're combining the titles again. Why have two sets of titles if you're going to continuously combine the dang things?
I'm confused about the strong titles because like one of them's part of a triple crown at AEW now or something. The other ones are getting, going to maybe be combined with the World Tag League. I don't know. New Japan's got all these titles and they don't know what the fuck to do with half of them. So I understand why they have to do what they're doing. I don't think that Fisherman versus God in this form is like a big money match or anything. But you got to think that like ELP and Hikuleo are going to win that, right? I mean, they have to. If they don't, it's just another accolade for Fisherman. And what else do they need? What else do they need?
This is pretty much my opinion of Hiromu Takahashi, even though, like, come on, I love him. He's amazing. But, and used to be some of my problems with Kota Ibushi. And yes, I love him too. But how many accolades does they need to be have showered upon them before we're just like, all right, cool, they're over. They're over.
It's done.
Now,
Yeah.
get someone else over, or use them to get other people over. Now that they're over, can we
Which
do
I
that
guess
now?
that's what they're trying to do, So to be fair, is they're trying to
Yeah.
do that with ELP. But I would argue that ELP is already over,
Oh, yeah.
and that Hikuleo kind of is intrinsically getting a reaction no matter what he does, just because of his
Because he's a
size.
big man, yeah, and Japan loves him.
I just really hate to think that this all happens and all this work's put in on Hikuleo just for him to go somewhere else. That would be frustrating. I'd be okay with that because I don't really care, to see him that much. I'm not really like into him as a wrestler that much. But I mean, that just seems like where we're going is that they're going to put all this work into him and then he's just going to go somewhere else. So,
yeah, I hope not. I hope he sticks around a little bit. And I also hope you're right and that ELP and Hikuleo get the win. Mostly so I can see El Phantasmo get a really fucking cool moment and actually win a proper New Japan title.
Yeah. Plus, fuck Fisherman.
Yeah.
It's like the rich get richer. You know what I mean? Yoshihashi, one of the richest men, one of the, as far as titles go, he is breaking records. He's doing things that's never been done, Luke. Yoshihashi is. Remember when he got the stank belts for the first time, like a year and a half ago or 2 years ago or something?
Yeah, and it was like the longest reign of the stank belts ever.
It got real stanky. That made them stankier. It's not the stank belts that make the man stanky. It's the man that makes the stank belts stanky.
That's right. And feels like everyone's a little unwashed when they have the stank belts as well. There, so
yeah, Okada looks all gross. Marty, that's why Marty was mad at him because he smelled bad because he was stanky. So
it is absolutely possible, but yeah, I'm all right with it. It's fine. Like it's not one of those things where I'm just like, oh, my head's going to explode because we're getting this match for the third time in less than a month.
Oh man, I mean,
where my war dogs at? They're my boys for real.
Where are my dogs at, bro?
Real.
Yeah. So, well, anyway, Luke, I do have a question for you. Something I forgot to mention earlier that is off subject a little bit, but it's about Just Five Guys. So, Just Five Guys have been around for about a year. We started the year off with just 4 guys, right? Has that been the best? I know we're going to talk about this on the year-end thing, and the best of this, that, and everything. But has that been the best storyline in New Japan this year?
Yeah, I think so for me. I've loved it. But I've also loved kind of House of Torture kind of stuff too. I don't know. It's just been in my wheelhouse because it's something different in New Japan. And I just like the reactions they get. But yeah, I'd say it's been an awesome faction because not only do I love Taichi and Doki, Taka's pretty good too, but New Japan kind of like might have done it the long way, but they turned me around and made me kind of be like, you know what, Sonata? All right, fine. Let's go.
Fair enough.
And I wouldn't say I'm like his number one fan or anything, but I like Sonata, and that's as far as I'll go.
So well, I was talking about storylines, not specific the faction, but is that with Kanemaru turning on Just Five Guys, that's probably the best storyline of the year, right?
Yeah, I'd say so. It's probably my favorite thing. It's like, oh my god, my new favorite faction is feuding with my other new favorite faction, and
it's better than the strong style, storyline. I think Watto and Desperado is also a very good storyline as well.
Absolutely.
I mean, none of it pales though. All of it pales in comparison to, the Fisherman winning World Tag League for the 3rd time. Though. I mean, that is the ultimate storyline.
Here's another thing that's weird to me. Like I've been watching this promotion regularly since 2017, and so I've watched most of the tournaments. I might have, before the podcast, I might have skipped a World Tag League or 2. That's what I'm saying, but. And I've watched all these tournaments, the champion being involved in all of these, usually. And the first time I see a champion that win a tournament, it's not Okada, It's not Tetsuya Naito. It's not even Hiromu or Kota Ibushi. It's the fucking Fisherman. Wow. Wow, well done. So,
Yeah, it is what it is.
as
Well,
Yoshihashi says, everything can change in an instant.
well, we got 2 shows coming up at Kurgan Hall to get us ready for the big
Yeah.
Wrestle Kingdom show, and I found something very interesting. So, the first night is going to be the 18th of December, and interesting thing on New Japan 1972.com, they have all of the cards, of course, have been announced, but they also have everyone's year-end records. So, if as we go through this, maybe I'll mention some of these records that are interesting if I see anything there, like for example, in singles matches, Zack Sabre Jr. is 34-6-1. Pretty good.
Oh.
82%. In tag matches, he's only 54-45-1. How cool is that? They have all this in here. That's pretty great.
It's
so
like I see that all the time in AEW, but I feel like it's not as important in AEW as it would be, say, in like a kind of more sports-oriented presentation of AEW.
Yeah, I think this
Oh,
is
sorry,
just
New Japan. But yeah, it's fun.
It's just a fun thing to do at the end of the year, So I think AEW does it like all the time and tries to act like it's part of their story or something like that. But yeah, so
see, I don't like that shit's stupid. By the way, these shows are on the 21st and the 22nd, not the 18th.
That's what I meant. That's
but those kind of things, like, they're fun to keep track of. Like, at the end of the year or something like that. Not year round. Guess what? Heels do more often in wrestling. They lose more because, like, the good guys got to overcome and win, right? So their win-loss records aren't going to be as good. You don't want to highlight that. Oh my goodness. But yes.
Yeah, it's pretty dumb. Well, Luke, the one of these matches is going to be the Frontier Zone, and we have an explanation now on the wrestler Masked Horse, who we saw last year as well. In fact, Masked Horse was one of the names on the, that's right, folks, it's the Never Open Podcast year-end blah, blah, blah. Like, Masked Horse is
Masked Horse!
Yeah, so, I mean, Masked Horse is making a triumphant return to the podcast. And on the website, they now have an explanation as to his gimmick. And I will read it for you. It says, abandoned by his parents, raised by horses, abandoned by them as well, before being taken in as a pro wrestler. Masked Horse has been away from the ring for so long. Some thought he might be destined for the glue factory. With whatever led him now in stable condition, Masked Horse will be the centaur of our attention at this mysterious equine grappler returns to action. No. But just who is his partner? With the hither though unforeseen Masked Bolton? Time will tell.
Who wrote that? I want to punch them. I'm not a violent person. I don't want to punch anyone, but law of averages. There's got to be something that makes you want to just go fucking smoke. But I do like the photo on New Japan 1972 for this match. It is Masked Horse, and he's got a New Japan logo shirt on, but it's got a horsey in it, not a lion. I like it. I kind of want one. That's pretty sweet.
Luke, on here, it also has Tiger Mask's singles record, which
No, don't do it.
He's 1-1. So he won. He had 2 singles matches the whole year, and he won one of them in New Japan. Yano only had 10, and he won 40% of them. Usually he wins them all.
Well, Tiger Mask must have wrestled a young lion one of those. Oh, don't put the young lion singles records up. Come on, guys.
That's fun. That's fun.
All right. So the next match we got Zack Sabre Jr. Yay. And Koso Fujita versus is the Bro Lions. There you go, Bro Lions. Yeah, that's trademark. Okay. It's Yuto Nakashima and Oscar Loeb, so that's going to be a lot of fun.
They have a tag team name, according to this. They are calling themselves Young Blood, Oscar Loeb and Yuto Nakashima. That's against the law. You can grow your hair out a little bit. You can get a little attitude, but you're not allowed to have a tag team name. Get the fuck out.
What is that?
Yeah. So
Yeah. So
War
Zack
Dogs are.
Sabre Jr. and Kosei Vegeta. If I was Vegeta, I'd be pissed off. I didn't get a cool name when I was a young one. Godsmack.
I mean, he's doing fine. He got to
Right.
join a faction, but
Yeah, that's true.
you know,
Yes.
so Bullet Club Juniors return with the War Dogs and Gato, and then they are going to face off against the Juniors from United Empire. This would be good to see Kesh Tutu back, and
Yes,
Cal
please.
Newman. It'd be good to see him get pinned. You know,
No, dude, Gato's in that match. What are you talking about?
he's Newman's more pinnable than Gato. Sorry. What's
What's
Gato's record? Gato had 2 singles matches this year. He lost both of them, and he was 9 for 55 in tag matches. Poor guy. Jeez.
That's good booking, by the way. So
Yeah,
he's good at what he does, isn't he? Oh my goodness. All right. So after that, we have a. By the way, show. I want to be there every time they take photos for a new tour.
They're pretty good, aren't they? Yeah.
Because shows are the. All right. I don't want to give this other guy props, but Yo's are also pretty awesome.
Mhm.
But my favorite ones are just shows. Why? Because he looks like a maniac. He looks insane. He looks like a crazy anime villain or something.
A murder machine, maybe?
Oh, there we go. So it is Evil, Ren Narita, and Show. Just looking at the pictures, funny. And they're wrestling, of course, Shooter Umino, Tomo Akihama, and Master Wato.
Wato looks so serious in that. So does Hanma. Hanma looks very serious. He wants to win the matches he does. Next, Luke, this other match is going to be Desperado and Kojima. This is a preview match, obviously, versus Hiromu and Shingo. Interesting having Mr. Bread in there with Shingo.
Yeah. All these matches that Shingo have been having lately, he's just been facing dudes I wish he was facing at Wrestle Kingdom more than Tamatonga. I don't know, like Taichi and Doki. And
don't look at Doki's record. Don't do it.
I'm not going to do it. Also, Mr. Bread.
Yeah.
Like, sorry. I know I've beaten that dead horse. That match is going to be a lot of fun.
Did you beat that dead masked horse, Luke?
He needed to be rescued from that so he could become a wrestler and his whole backstory. So next, we've got a match where Doki's losing almost assuredly, unless it's Bushi. It is Doki, Yu Uemura, and Sonata versus Naito, Yodatsuji, and Bushi. Just 5 guys in LIJ. Their tag matches, their 6-man's always fun. So that's another one of my favorite feuds this year, actually. It's just been LIJ versus Just 5 guys. I think it's awesome.
The Suji versus Yuya thing is developing too, so that's interesting. There's a lot going on there. One of the actual important matches is next. It's the most important match, I would say, and that is for the Kapow trophy, so that we can figure out who is going to be the actual winner. Because if you remember how it works, is the person who has the title at the end of the year is the champion for that year. Basically, they're the king of pro wrestling for that year. So it's Taichi versus Kanemaru, which kind of came out of nowhere. We were thinking Shingo was really eyeing that title when he was in that tag versus Taichi. But no, it's going to be Kanemaru. That'll be complete shenanigans and so much fun.
It will be.
I can't wait to see that.
Guess what the stipulation is?
Oh, okay. Yes. So, yes, tell us, Luke. It's amazing.
All right. So, yes, it is Yoshinobu Kanemaru versus Taichi. You and I were like, that's weird. And then I quickly looked it up. It is low blows are legal.
This is a tremendous gimmick. This is awesome. This is going to be so great.
I can't wait.
I mean, I am really hoping that we get the Bret Hart thing with Goldberg, where Kanemaru's trying the whole match to get, Taichi in the balls. He can't, he's trying so hard. And finally, he gets one wail in, and Taichi just stands there. And Kanemaru starts selling his foot. Oh no, my foot's broken. And guess what? Taichi has a steel, cup in his pants.
Yes,
that would be
please.
awesome. I would love that. So
I'm copy pasting that from your fantasy dream book into mine because that sounds awesome. Yes, please. We have that function. That's how it works. I've decided. Next, we have our main event, which is for the never open stank belts, so that we can get them off the dream team because they've got stuff to do at Wrestle Kingdoms, I guess, or at least two of them have. And that is, it's Okada, Tanahashi, and Tomohiro Ishii versus Okada on the Cob and Henare. I don't care if they're stank belts. I don't care. I want to see gold on Goto, Khan, and Henare. I want to see it. They deserve some gold. And hey, if they win these stank belts, they won them beating this team. So
right.
That's even cooler to me. So
something.
For me, it's not necessarily about them winning the titles. It's about one of those three men pinning one of those three men who are pretty over. So I'm like, and Henare pinned Ishii recently as well in a preview tag. So yes,
dude,
it could happen again.
The next night is going to be at Kurgan Hall too, right? And or maybe it's 2 nights later, whatever. That next show, the opening match, Luke, just made me realize something. It's Masked Horse again, tagging with someone versus Yano and Yo. Yo doesn't have a Wrestle Kingdom match, Luke.
Thanks, Leo Rush.
That's awesome. I can't believe that.
Look, yeah, all right. I'm not going to miss him, but it sucks for him though.
But we're going to be just fine. So
I wonder why this night is the second night and not the first night.
It's weird. Yeah, this is a weird card right here.
I would have flipped him, but that's fine because we've got Callum Newman, who is going to lose bad to Ishii. I think Ishii's going to knock his fucking block off.
I wonder why that's in there. I guess that's just like hey, I'm going to beat the fuck out of your boy, and that's going to build a little more heat for the stank belt title.
By the way, on the 1972.com, it is apparently Tomohiro Ishii versus Callum Newman.
Numa, okay, like 310 to Numa.
That's right.
Yeah,
or like Julie Numa.
Okay, fair enough. The Fishermen get a tune-up match versus Oscar Loeb and Broken Arm Young Lion.
Young Blood.
No, not doing it. Not unless they start bleeding. If they start bleeding every match, then yeah, Young Blood, we're good.
All right. So you want to see Fishermen just get him with the poles in the head? Yeah.
Go poke you with
the pole. Just get him to have a couple tag matches with Moxley. I'll teach you how to bleed kids.
We forgot to talk about Yoshihashi's victory lap, Luke.
Oh my God.
Tell me about Yoshihashi's victory lap after winning World Tag League again.
It's completely ridiculous, but if I was in a role that he was for 13 years, it's worse than Harry Kim being in the whole series of Voyager and never getting a fucking promotion from Ensign, right? Right? Because it's longer. It was like a decade. No titles? Never? Nothing? No accolades in this career? Like not even lower mid-card stuff? Nothing? And all of a sudden, he's like a 2-time stank belt champion and now like a 2 or 3-time tag team title champion. And now he's won 3 World Tag Leagues and he's won it as the champions. Oh, you bet he's got Queen playing in his head right now. But it's, By the way, Goto's gone like, oh, well, I'm done for the night. Bye. I'm out of here. He leaves. He just fucking leaves. Yoshihashi, though, he's just like, now I've got 2 things to make all the fans touch. Touch my trophy and my belt. Go up this way. Oh, I forgot the other side. Let's do the other side. Then let's hold in the at the end of the stage and just hold my shit up for ages. Yeah, I'm awesome. I am awesome. I'm like, fucking hell.
Ah, that's what he
Naito's
said.
entrance takes less time than this. I'm like, holy shit.
Hey man,
Yoshihashi is milking it for all he's worth, and I can't blame him
hey
because,
maybe
as I
he's
said,
maybe he
no
knows something we
accolades.
don't, So maybe he knows something we don't. Just saying. So, Luke, your favorite tag team is going to be reuniting for a match on the show. Did you see that?
Yay! Yes! It's Wado and El Desperado versus Hiromu and Bushi. I want to go to there. Yes, please. Hey, has Hiromu been a little on the injured side, and then maybe just letting him rest up until Wrestle Kingdom?
I mean, could
More than
be
happy
both.
for that.
Yeah, I mean it's fine. They're also doing the whole like thing that they've done many times with the junior tag titles where we're gonna have singles matches, and I guarantee you can mark it down. This is real. Is that what'll happen? Is that the first match is going to be Dan Baloney versus Akira, uh, Bruschetta versus Baloney.
Did you say Dan below me or Dan
I
baloney?
I
Like
said
baloney as in the meat, or
yeah. I
below
said
me as in?
my baloney.
All right.
But and then that match will end, but it'll be like a brawl at the end, and it'll bleed right into the next
The
match, which
next
is
match,
then
because it's a Bullet Club. It's Bullet Club.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
guaranteed.
that's
They love doing that with the junior tag belts. So which TJP versus Connors will be the next match. So
yeah. I'm looking forward to both of those singles matches. Actually, that's going to be a lot of fun. Yes, please. And then we have just the main event. No, it certainly is not. But we have the Dream Team, Kazuchika Okada and Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Vegeta. They're going to be giant dicks to you, dude. I'm sorry. Versus Vegeta and Zack Sabre Jr. Poor Vegeta. He's
yeah.
just going to cop it.
Preview match though, that'll be fun. I think that Zack Sabre Jr. will do his best to try to get Fujita a win over one of these guys. That would be awesome. But then again, maybe he'll just break the Ace's legs. I'd love to see it. So, and then Luke, the last match before Wrestle Kingdom is a Road to Tokyo Dome main event at the fucking Kerrigan Hall. It's just 5 guys versus Lij. It is Sonata, Taichi, who will be King of Pro Wrestling, of course, and Yuya versus these other guys. I mean, there is the never champion Shingo, and Yosuji's good, and Naito, who I hear people like.
Yeah, I hear he's over. He wasn't good enough to be in the PWI 500 this year, but
Oh yeah, they forgot him.
they fucking forgot him. Does that sound like a typical Naito thing to have happen to him, though?
Yeah, definitely. That's perfect. It's funny. He was like the MVP of the year for Tokyo Sports,
Yeah,
of
that's right.
course. But in America, they're like, who? Oh shit.
Oh my goodness, it was such a nice. Yeah, I loved it. Not that stuff kind of means anything anyway,
Yeah.
but Seth Rollins was number 1, I think. I'm like, really?
Oh, wasn't Roman Reigns your favorite? It's got to be Roman Reigns, right? Um, well, Luke, we like to.
Now you're triple fired.
Yeah, I've been fired. But we like to wrap up these shows with a little wrestler diary. Is that what you're getting ready for over there? I'm looking forward to it because and just while you're getting that ready, a little programming note. We will cover the Road 2 shows, and then we'll have probably a show covering that Noah New Year's show. We're going to have a show covering Wrestle Kingdom and also New Year Dash. We'll see. We may have a guest. I don't know if he would still want to join us, but we'll see. But we're planning on having a guest this year, and I'm not sure if it's going to happen, but we'll see.
Yeah, that's all right. But if we do, we do. If we don't, then I'm gonna cry into my pillow for 24 hours. All right, so it is episode. Oh, do you want to know whose diary this is?
Yeah, I'd like to know what diary we're doing.
It is Shingo Takagi.
Hey!
And it is episode 124. Apparently, this was November 13th. It was sent to us by Jay, and it was sent to us on Shingo's birthday. So there we go. That's amazing. So anyway, it's episode 124. It is called Takagi Style, NGK. Don't know what NGK means, but I do want to see Takagi Style. I want to know what that's like, so I can practice. Anyway, it is November 12th, 2023. I'm sorry. But then underneath it, it says October 29. So what fucking date is this? I don't know. October 29. Return from Las Vegas trip. I'll never get used to flying, but you're a dragon. But this time, I brought a valuable souvenir home with me, so I was a bit excited. I was crowned Never Champion for the
Yay.
third time. Dude, you're one of the greatest Never Champions there is ever. I thought I thought people didn't expect me to actually get the job done, so I was secretly pumped up. I got a lot of congratulations on social media and in my private life, and I'm really happy to be a champion. I'm still going to do my best. October 31st. A video meeting in the morning and physical maintenance in the afternoon.
Oh.
And here he is at Bob Saski's Saitai stretching. I'm going to
I
assume.
thought he was talking about jerking off.
November 1st, the Komatsu show. I didn't have a match on the card, but I went to Komatsu to be a cornerman in the Junior Tag League. After dark, Edo is a beautiful place. There's a photo of it. I was surprised with my appearance in the corner and went for dinner with them all after the match. Picture of LIJ doing the fist bump. It turned out they had a surprise for me too and celebrated my birthday in November. Oh, and here is him with a cake with his thumbs up. He doesn't look particularly happy about the cake, probably because it's got lots of fruit and shit on it.
What about that cake that Ishii was holding? I sent you a picture of Ishii holding the cake, and he's like fired up about cake, man.
Oh yeah,
it's so funny.
Ishii has like one facial expression, and that's "I'm gonna fuck you up." Apparently now he has two, and that's like cake. Yes. November 2nd, Osaka show. Back in the cornerman position, but back in the cornerman position. The Bushi Titan team's result was disappointing, but the junior tag team was interesting to watch from the corner. November 3rd, talk show. Oh, and here's him with a little New Japan mascot lion thing.
This is a really bad wrestler tie.
Yeah. 45 minutes non-stop. I don't like flying, says the dragon. Yeah. 45 minutes non-stop talking. It was a great experience. It was a heated discussion. It was a good memory for me because I could meet the audience closer than usual. Well, what did you discuss?
Yeah. Which audience members did you meet? Where was it? What time was it? Were you hungry? Yeah. Did you eat anything? Did you beat anybody up?
Did you get any of the audience members' autographs? Like, what the fuck?
Can you tell us about, peeing or pooping? That's kind of her favorite.
By the way, Shingo, if you wanted to get a photo with me, it's $20 dues.
That's right. Now, would you charge him to chop him? Like, like $50 and you'll chop him? Like, is that how it works?
Oh, definitely. Definitely. All right. The November 4th, Osaka show. An encounter with Tama after the match. Tama told me he wanted a rematch, but I'm not making my decision just yet. Tama is an opponent I'd be willing to fight again and again. No, but my current focus is in my defense in Dallas. Shingo, stop putting people over. Lay a smackdown on some people. Start with Tama. November 5th. It's been a while since I've been to Yoshimoto Shingeki play on he went to see a play. Don't make me read it. On NGK and Number Grand Kagetsu. It was so funny. I enjoyed a rare trip to the backstage to say hello to everyone. And there he is backstage. Is that double denim? No, Shingo, no.
Shingo, he goes like to a play and they're like, oh shit, the Never Champion's here. Let's get him backstage,
Shit. What they lock the leading man away behind this thing. They get the dragon to come up.
Just let him be in the play. Like we'll feed you your lines, or you just say whatever you want.
Yeah. Really? Yeah, man. You're the dragon. Fucking stock. Thank you to the chairperson, Batayan, who was on the stage with me 14 years ago. Moro Misato-san, who is the same age as me, and Daikaku-san, who is a fan of pro wrestling. November 7.
Cool. Fuck you, Shinko. This is terrible. Does anything interesting happen to him? Like,
November 7. I went to my favorite Kobe sauna. Oh, here we go. I had a physical therapy session with an old friend. Oh, did you now? Well, more maintenance as I'm about to go on an overseas tour. In the evening, we had our annual joint. Oh, no, birthday party in Kobe. Okay. Photo with food. Fucking hell. I managed to successfully avoid my kryptonite, alcohol. Well, hopefully next time you write one of these diaries, you don't avoid your kryptonite
yeah.
alcohol, because then we might have some fucking shit to read in this.
Well, if I was Kanemaru, I'd be taking a note. I'd be like, oh, okay. Good to
Fucking-
know. Good to
fucking-
know.
Yes. November 8th. Gold's Gym in the morning. It was my first time to go to a sushi restaurant for lunch. After lunch, I dropped by Starbucks, which I used to frequent when I lived in Kobe, and, picture of Starbucks, I like the retro look. Let's go back to Tokyo. November 9, departure day for Dallas. I stayed in Kent. I think I made this joke. Was this about Shingo's diary I made this joke about, or was it somebody else's, where I said, it sounds like reading Marco Polo's travels?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That was
wasn't
Great Okan.
It was Great Okan. Well, Shingo writes the same way as Great Okan, except
Great Okan speaks in the third person. He acts like he's a wrestler. He actually talks about like fucking what's going on and says it in authoritative voice instead of like, "Hey, I went to the store."
Yeah, had a joint birthday party and stuff.
They let me go backstage, but I'm not gonna tell you anything about going backstage. I'm just gonna tell you it happened.
Fucking
boring.
Yeah. There's a comedian named Jim Jeffries, and he goes,
he's
like,
Australian.
Yeah. If you don't drink, you're a boring cunt, and your stories suck. Is something that he said once, and I don't necessarily agree with that. But if I think Shingo should have had a couple beers.
Yeah, he's boring.
Yeah. November 9, departure. I'm still gonna I started this, and there's one paragraph left. So
let's fucking get through it, Jesus.
Easier to get through than Tagley. Come on. No, it isn't. November 9th, departure day for Dallas. I stayed in Kansai for a long time, so I was only in Tokyo for about 17 hours. I'll be back on the road again as soon as I get back from my trip. I'm a professional wrestler, you know. Oh, really?
Oh, no shit. Tell us about it.
Yeah, fucking tell us some fucking anecdotes, for God's sakes. Anything.
Dang.
Who made your gear? What inspired it? Anything. I don't care. Just like, what's it like to touch the never open title like every day? How do you polish it? Do you bow to it? What's the weight of it? Just talk about take a photo of it and do 1,000 words on it. Just
all of those would be more interesting than the actual things.
Yeah. Anyway, the Dallas show is a pay-per-view, and I'm in the main event, the title match, just like last time. It's like in London and Las Vegas, but being in the main event is a real privilege to be a wrestler. I'll be 41 years old soon, so I want to be the best I can be right now, and I'm going to go out with a lot of energy and guts. And with that, and there's more photos. Yeah, man. I really like lol.
Terrible. So okay,
one star.
I was like, I mean, the toilet was definitely bad. I mean, the staff was rude, and that was not good. But I mean, that's fitting.
Kids' prices are fucked.
It was a diary, and World Tag League was a tournament, so it's very fitting that we end World Tag League with that diary. But don't fear, folks. You know, we will hook you up with a much more entertaining wrestling diary for our next show, covering Road to Tokyo Dome.
Dude, so the Road 2 show will have a Yo diary, because that's next. So unless we do like a Never Realm or something, I don't know, it's Christmas time, why not? But then there's a possibility that Wrestle Kingdom will either be Yoshihashi or Goto. So
we're doing wrestler diaries on Wrestle Kingdom. Okay, we'll see. We'll see how that goes, you know.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I see what you mean. But all right, New Year's Dash it is then. Oh, we'll probably put them in one show. All right, that's fine. That's fair.
We'll discuss that later.
I want to talk about it now. Yeah, that's fair. All right, so wow, that's lots of wrestling, and it was a diary too. So unless there's anything that Mr. Guy would like to add,
I'm just fired up that World Tag League's over. Thank fucking God. Jesus Christ. Ugh. Hate it.
you know, it's not like a weight is lifted off our shoulders. It's like we were walking up a mountain and there was a rock attached to our ankle or something, like a big boulder. We had to just drag it up, and then someone took it off, and
I just felt
now
like
we're on top of the world.
it's like maybe a 1 pound boulder. It's just annoying. You know what I mean? It's not bad. It's just like, oh God, this is here. Oh boy, here we go again. Let's do this. So I'm gonna make a promise to you is next year. I mean, we were pretty light on our coverage of it this year. Next year it's gonna be even lighter. Never
That's
Open
right.
Podcast, even lighter.
That's what you want from something that calls itself Never, and that's light coverage.
Mhm.
That's right. All right then. So unless Mr. Guy has anything else he'd like to add. In Mr. Bread, we trust. So many bread.
So many praise. Good. Okay, man, it's recording. Stop the recording. Stop.